Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by today and seeing what I got going on. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We are going to make the best of it no matter what. I mean, every day is a struggle, but we push through the struggles and try to move on and deal with what we got to deal with. So in my last video, I was creating Martha the Pigeon. She is looking very cute. I love the way she's working out. And she is a woobles kit. But the video really is not about a woobles kit. I'm not doing a tutorial. I'm not doing like a talk about woobles. I'm just doing a project, okay? And so that to the side. In the woobles kit, it did call for the nose to be black. Here, I'll show you the picture so we can talk about that. It did call for the nose to be done in this black yarn, and they even provided the black yarn, a lot of black yarn for just that nose and this little black here and those black. And it calls for black tail feathers back here in the back. Okay, I struggle with seeing dark colors, and I know a lot of you also do. Have trouble seeing like navy, a dark brown, or black. And honestly, I hate to admit that some other colors are adding into that list for me. And I just hate that and I even have this magnifying light right here, and I pull that up. Oh, look at there, Christmas tree. Somebody asked me about him, so I should tell about him right now while he is spotlighted. This is Christmas tree. Jackie sent him to me, and she is on. She's on Etsy. Hey, Jackie. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. I'm gonna have to find that and link that in the description box. But she is on Etsy. She's on Etsy, and she sells things like that. And so this is my Christmas tree, and he has teeth. And if you know anything about me, you know the weirder that it is, the more I love it. I freaking love this thing. Okay. Look at that. Oh gosh, I love it so very much. I do. And so that's awesome that he ended up in the little shot there. Anyway, I have this light. Even with that, I can't see the dark yarn. So you guys are always full of ideas. So tell me, how are you able to see? What are you doing to help you see the black yarn, the dark browns, the blues, navies, different colors like that you just have trouble seeing the stitches? What is helping you? That is not helping me. That light is not helping me. I need new eyeballs. I don't know. Anyway, so in that video, I was not able to do the beak or the tail feathers, and y'all are so awesome. I love y'all. I love your comments. There was several people who said, like, just do the beak in a different color. Do the beak in orange. Do the beak in yellow. It was so many suggestions. And honestly, I was just trying to make Martha look like Martha. And I had a one-track mind there. And normally I do step out of the box and do things different ways and whatever ways. But for some reason on this project, I had a one-track mind and I was not thinking. So thank you for, saying that out to me, to use a different color, because that's definitely what I would have told somebody else. But anyway, and then someone said, and I can't remember the names, it was so many people that commented, use a different color. And someone, maybe even Judy or someone, said, I hope you make the tail feathers purple. I was like, yes, make the tail feathers purple, so why not? It has a purple ring around the neck. It doesn't have to be black tail feathers. So here I am. This yarn right here is a Michael's Cuddle Craft Tube yarn. It's about loops and thread. It's 109 yards. It's a 4-weight yarn, but this is a tube yarn. And so for me, what that means is it doesn't split. It doesn't split. This is great for beginners, people who want to learn to crochet and want to be able to see those stitches defined. And then after you use this yarn for a little while, then you can move on to like 4-weight yarn where you understand what you're doing and what you're looking for and such. So this is a great beginner yarn, but not just for beginners. It's great for people who have trouble with yarn splitting, who isn't able to hold their tension correctly. Like before, you know, before I had this finger cut off, I had a little bit more there to hold and my tension was a little better because I had this other finger. Well, without that finger, my tension is just not the same. Not the same. It's not horrible. I'm still doing it, but it's not the same. And so I've had to adjust a lot. And crocheting become very frustrating to me because I was just doing the stitches over and over and over, and that wasn't fun. So anyway, I discovered this type of yarn, the tube yarn, is really good for me. I'm not saying it's good for everybody, just me. I'm telling my truth here. I'm talking about me and just telling my truth on this channel. And, you know, sometimes that might be hard for people to understand. Anyway, I'm going to touch back into that in just a moment. But right now, I'm making that beak. I made the beak in the orange. And now I'm going around doing this little slip stitch because they wanted you to do the beak in black and then slip stitch it around in black, in white. And I couldn't make it work. I couldn't see the stitches, and yeah, I ended up with a horrible mess earlier when I was trying to do it. But now, guess what? I'm using a color that I can actually see the stitches. I guess I should just ban black yarn from my projects and vocabulary and everything else. I think that's more of a join right there, but I'm gonna go ahead and just slip stitch in it and then slip stitch right into this one, the very first one. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna cut my yarn and I hope this turns out right. So yes, I'm just doing Motha and using, you know, different colors or whatever, and it's turning out a lot better. I don't know what was wrong with me earlier. I had so much on my mind. I wasn't thinking, and thankfully you guys reminded me. Okay, so I got to try to turn this. Let me just say, let me see something. You cut this yarn. And some people have said that Hobby Lobby has tube yarn now. I have not saw it. I have not been in the store. I know that it's on sale. Well, I don't know if it's the sale week for me. It would have been last week for me. So our stores might not be synced up the same. But when it's on sale for me again, I'm going to go and look for it. Does anyone know the name of it at Hobby Lobby? What it's called, or you know, how to find it? I want to look it up online and see what is available before I actually go in there and you know, look for it. I want to know what I'm looking for to spot it. Okay. Looks like I got a little mess going on here, but I don't. I just need to tie all these off in there. Let me see if I can get this white to come out through the bottom. Tie all these off. But I did want to touch on something for a moment. Okay, so I tell my truth on this channel. I'm not sugarcoating anything for anybody. I'm telling the way it is. And you know, a lot of things with chronic illness, if you don't have chronic illnesses, you don't know. You don't know that's the way it is. So I'm bringing awareness, in my opinion, and my thought process, and what I feel like I'm doing, is I'm bringing awareness to what goes on in people's lives with chronic illness that you don't even realize if you don't have a chronic illness, right? And so a lot of times on here I will mention, you know, like all the expenses that a normal person assumes is covered under your insurance. And yeah, you assume like your insurance, oh, they have good insurance, that's good, it's taking care of her medical needs. No, that is not the truth. And I get it. I used to be young and dumb and did not know that your medical insurance didn't help cover your medical needs. Because what if you're like a little family and you're just bebopping along, living the good life, everything's going wonderful, you're living your happy little life, and all of a sudden you have a medically needy child. Out of nowhere, you have a medically needy child. And then your insurance doesn't cover what your medically needed child needs. You're in for a shock. Let me tell you, that is a shock of a lifetime, okay? You are like, what? Insurance isn't going to cover this? That's the way it is. A lot of times that happens to people. It happened to us with our son Elijah. We were going along with our merry little life, happily going along, and he was born, boom, eosinophilic gastroenteritis, and he had to have a special formula. We called it liquid gold. It was like $72 a can back then. I don't know what it runs now, but when he was a toddler, he was on a can a day. Fit that in your budget. Yeah, fit that $72 a day in your budget. Tell me how that works out for you. People don't know that. People have no idea that you can be just bebopping along in your life. Everything's going great. Oh, I love my life. And then you have, a medically needy child and find out your insurance don't cover what your child needs. Okay, same thing with chronic illness. You're just bebopping along with your life, and all of a sudden you find out you have all these chronic illnesses start hurting you, hitting you every which way, and you find out, what, my medical insurance isn't going to cover these autoimmune diseases that are piling up by the day? That's hard, okay? It's very, very hard. So I do mention that time and time again. Okay, obviously I'm buying my medications, okay? Target's proof of that. We go to Target. They know us by name at Target, okay? Half the time he don't even ask my birthday because he knows my birthday. When I walk up there, and even yesterday I was like, oh, hey Josh, how are you doing? And Big Daddy's like, I'm like, yep, it's that way. We see each other all the time because I pick up medication sometimes without Big Daddy, or he sits in the car because he don't feel like going in or whatever, or I'll just run in and get it so we can be quick. But anyway, Josh knows my birthday. And obviously, so we're buying our medications. So anyway, I had a very rude, ugly comment of someone who does not understand life. I don't know. I didn't click on their name because I didn't care to know them. They're the kind of person I would not associate with in real life. And so, therefore, I did not click on her name at all. And she's just making rude comments about that. I don't even know what she said. When I saw that it was a rude comment, I just deleted. Just delete. I don't put up with that. Because I feel bad for her that she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand the awareness and the truth. Maybe one day, someone, somewhere, I don't know who to reach out to, but somebody's going to see and figure out that people with chronic illnesses are, not getting their medications and formula and just different things covered under insurance. And somebody somewhere is going to see that, and it's going to get the ball running. I don't know where. I don't know. My part in it is just making awareness, okay? But somewhere down the line, I may not see it, but somebody is going to figure out that people with chronic illnesses, and not just that, other people also, with treatments and stuff that insurance don't want to cover, somebody's going to figure that out and start trying to change things. Okay, so I'm going to use this yarn as one I got off of Amazon. It's just a purple tube yarn. I'll just do the label away. It came off of Amazon. It's just like an easy crochet yarn for beginners. I think I might have got this for like three of these balls for $5 or something like that. It was cheap. It was. Okay, so this is the yarn that came with that, and then this is the yarn I'm going to use. They're two different shades of purple. This is a little bit darker purple, and then this is a lighter purple, and that's what I'm going to do the tail feathers in. Anyway, so just saying all that to say, this is my truth. I'm going to share my truth. Nobody's going to bully me into not sharing my truth. I don't do bullies, okay? And I'm sorry to rant on this video like that, but I just want to make it clear that one day somebody's going to figure out and help people who their insurance doesn't cover their medical needs. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. We're good. I got it out. Big Daddy came home from work. He had a pretty good day. Oh gosh, my tubing is coming all untaped. He came home from work and we visited for a little bit. He had a pretty good day at work, and then he was helping me with my tube. I had this bag hooked to my stomach for drainage, and he was helping me out with that. It's not draining properly. It's aggravating because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. But I do go to the doctor on Wednesday. I do go to the doctor. I'm sorry, I was trying to fix my tube right. I do go to the doctor on Wednesday, so hopefully tell him what's going on with it, and he'll probably be like, I don't know, maybe he can help me figure out. Okay, I'm looking at my pattern, trying to find the tail feathers, wings, I made those. Tail. Okay, I'm at the tail. Alright, I'm going to have to read that and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, so I read my directions and I see what I'm supposed to be doing. Alright, so I got a chain. You see my chain's probably not as tight. Did I do it enough times? I don't know. I shouldn't have talked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't have talked. Let me do this without talking. Alright, I have my chains done. And now it wants me to slip stitch into the second from the hook. And then it says chain 5 again. Come on now, work with me. One of the hardest things. Uh-oh, wait a minute. 2. One of the hardest things about starting a project is there's nothing here for me to hold on to when it's really, really, you know, small. Half double crochet in the second from the hook. Okay. I'm just following the directions. Alright, 3 half double crochets. Okay, so I guess that's just going down the line. So, is there anyone here wanting to learn to crochet? Erin, are you watching? Hello, Erin. Erin is wanting to learn to crochet, and so I was thinking, you know, and I want to also teach my son Dakota to crochet. And so while that might not be happening for me in Dakota right now, I would like to have that on my channel so that one day he can look back on it. I may be gone, you know, but he can look back on it and learn to crochet from me. I could refer him to any other channel, right? Somebody, you know, famous. But I really want to be the one that he learns from. So Aaron was also wanting to learn to crochet, and so I was just wondering, should I do a little series of learning to crochet to help, you know, people out who want to learn to crochet? And even, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? Now I'm down here, and I got to slip stitch over here into this next. Of course, I would zoom in closer for tutorials on the crochet, learning to crochet. I'd have to zoom in a lot tighter there. Okay. I don't know. This ain't looking quite right for me, but I'm gonna trust the pattern. Trust the pattern. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that anyway for Dakota. And then Erin said she wanted to learn to crochet, and I don't know, it kind of came across as she thought she would learn that on my channel. And so I need some videos up to teach crocheting. So I'm thinking about that, but I would have to have that video come out like in the mornings, and then another afternoon video just chatting and crocheting with you guys later in the day. So it would end up being like 2 videos a day, which is not a bad thing if you know that, you know, that's the only video. That's not the only video, to look for the one that's meant for you. What do you guys think? Tell me some feedback on that. And I did not even count these half double crochets going back down this. And now excuse me. Excuse me, mercy. All right, and now I'm going to crochet chain again. Okay. Okay. I like these purple tail feathers a lot better than plain old black tail feathers anyway. So thank you so much for that suggestion. I was like, when I read that and was reading all the different colors for the beak, and I was like, yes, why not doing that? Because normally I'm the one to say, you know, you don't have to follow the pattern, you do it your way. Do it your own colors, do it whatever size hook you want to use and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just wasn't thinking today. A lot on my mind. Okay, I'm going to lay that down. I'm trying to see exactly where I am on this. I want to slip stitch back into this foundation that I started with a long time ago. I'm going to tell you, this is real fidgety right here for me. It's just a fidgety part of the pattern. I need to make sure I'm getting that in the right place. I'm just slip stitching to end this, but I'm having trouble holding it and getting it over there. Okay, I got it. Y'all, that even looks like tail feathers. It even looks like tail feathers in the end, okay? Thank you, sweet friends. I love you all so very much. Sometimes your suggestions are just on point, you know, and really help me just figure it out. So this is going to go back here, just like that. But I'm going to tie this off super well. I want to kind of tie it on the bottom side, but tie this off, and then I can see about putting the rest of this together. I didn't think I'd get back to this project for later, because, you know, Zeke's mom doesn't come down that often. Like, it may be 3 months before she comes down again. So it'd be 3 months before I get to finish Martha. Oh, let me talk about that for a minute. So someone told me where they live, they say Martha, M-A-R-T-H-A, just like it's spelled. Well, down here in the South, we say Martha. And it sounds like M-A-W, Martha. So, yeah, you know, we just pronounce things differently, different places that we live. But, you know, in the South, we lazy. We put that drawl on everything. We lazy with pronouncing words. So I say Martha, and she said that she says Martha. I get it. Yeah, in the South, we put that drawl on it and say things totally, you know, different from people up north would say. But it's all in the good fun. All right. Let me get things set up. Okay, I found the card about that Creepmas tree. It's from Jacqueline Hay, and it's handmade art, custom design. She has email, Instagram, Facebook, and her Etsy. And on Etsy, she is found at Hey Creations. But here's the kicker. The first Hay is spelled H-E-Y, and the second Hay is spelled H-A-Y, and then Creations, because her last name is Hay, H-A-Y, so she's got the Hey Creations, but the Hays are spelled different. I wouldn't have never noticed that until I, you know, found this, and I was like, I know that's Hey Creations, but I couldn't find it. But that's why one is spelled H-E-Y and one is spelled H-A-Y. Okay, that's where she's found on Instagram. If you're interested in something like the Creepmas tree, I mean. And I didn't go and look for that, so I don't know. I couldn't pull up her Etsy because I was putting in the wrong Hey. I was spelling it wrong. All right, so I have my hot glue set up. Now, I don't sew my pieces on my amigurumis because it's just so hard for me to get that needle, and it's hard. It's really hard. I have a hard time. I had a very hard time gripping the needle to do these right here. It was putting my hand in a lot of pain when I was doing that on yesterday's video, but I pushed through and did it anyway. But I'm not going to go through all that pain just to put something on crooked, because it would turn out crooked. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hot glue Martha's little beak on. And so I want it to go, well, it's got to go in between the eyes, of course, and kind of, this is the center. So I'm just going to put it right in this little general area. I'm going to put a stitch marker, what are these called? Put that to show the center between the eyes. So it's got to go up under that, kind of centered. Alright, so I have my hot glue ready. I'm just trying to see how I'm going to hold this and put it up there. I want that part at the bottom, so yeah, I'm just getting it set up, making things kind of easy on me. I'm putting some hot glue around, not a whole lot, but enough to make it stick, right? And a lot of people don't like that I use hot glue, but it's, you know, I want to make amigurumis, and that's the only way I can make them work. Now, you can sew. I'm not telling anybody not to sew and to hot glue your stuff. If you can sew, have at it. Have fun sewing it on. I'm more than happy for you. I'm envious that you can sew them on, and I can't. So I'm not telling anybody not to sew. Sew your stuff on there. I'm just saying I have to hot glue mine on just because of my situation. So I'm just pushing that nose in real good, trying to let the glue cool off so it starts to harden and stick. Alright, and then I have the wings, which I'm going to put like under the eye and back a couple of stitches. So I'll put a needle right here just to mark that I need to come behind this for sure. Behind that. And below that top row. I think that will be my best bet. So what I'm going to do here is just put my hot glue. I'm not doing the feather part, just the wing. Alright. And then I touched my other hand. I touched my thumb right there. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down. I didn't get right up to the edges. Okay, I got it off. But it did burn. It did a little burn right there on my knuckle, on my pinky, right beside the knuckle. Alright, and I gotta go to the other side and put that one on. So it's gotta go back behind here. Okay, and I'm just gonna look and see what kind of situation I got going on here. Where's this gonna go? It's good to visualize, put it on there and visualize where you want it, how it's going to lay out before you actually stick it on. And I kind of need this to stand up. So I'm going to borrow Henry's stand. Lay down there, Henry. Let me borrow your stand for Martha for a moment. There. She's sitting crooked, but I do need this side up facing me anyway. Alright, I'm going to put my glue on here. I'm just, putting it on. No special technique for that. Okay. And now that glue's just got to dry and cool off to harden. Alright, so now we have this tail feather that we're going to stick on there. And it turned out really well. And I'm so glad I did use purple on that. Alright. So now we have our wings on and our beak. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, let's see. For this right here, it needs to go kind of like this and just stick that on there. It's 3 tail feathers, and it's going to go right in the back, right along that line right there. So I'm just going to put a strip of glue right here. I don't know if that's going to be in the show up in the camera or not, but and then maybe it's centered and maybe it's not. Let me get it on there. Okay. And then just kind of hold it on until your glue starts to harden. Good job. Good job. Alright, and there's my tail feathers. After it dries a little bit, I'll kind of tug them around and shape it a little better. But I want to give it a moment to dry. Now, they also had something going on with the wing. I think I'm going to skip that part. It's a stripe. It's just a piece of yarn just wrapped around the wing. And I guess I would have done that before. Or you can do it. Well, I guess you can do it and go into the bird and out the bird and into the bird and out the bird. I don't know. I don't feel like I need that stripe. I like her just the way she is. So now we have Martha, Martha, Martha. Oh. Okay, with her tail feathers. Oh, I love her. I think she turned out great. And she totally stole Henry's stand. I'll have to go in there and get another one out for him. I have some more. And there we go. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for joining me to finish off Martha. See, I said it correctly that time. But in my everyday talk, I don't. I get lazy, okay? We lazy in the South. We don't pronounce all our letters. Oh, I was going to check and see if that needed any... I don't think it does. If it needed any around the edge to... No, it's good. It's good. You good, Martha? Now, doesn't she look happy? Okay. She does. She looks very happy to be here and join our little desk crew. And I didn't even use the whole hot glue stick that was in my glue gun over here. Alright guys, well I hope you all have a great day. I hope your week is going well. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet or do any other project that brings you joy. I know a lot of us here use crochet and different other hobbies. For me, my doll collection and taking photos of my dolls. We use different hobbies like that to take our mind off our chronic pain and, you know, just try to take a mental break from all the health issues and stuff like that. So if you're in that camp along with me, I hope you are able to find something that helps you escape, find your escape. And if you're not in that group, that you need that escape, and hobby's just a great crochet hobby for you, I'm also happy for you, and you picked a wonderful hobby. But there's also lots of other hobbies out there like diamond painting and loom knitting and painting, you know, like acrylic painting, latch hook, felting. I mean, there's so many things out there. Art, and it's all a form of art. Art is a good thing. And I hope you're having a great day with your art of choice. Should I say that? Alright, friends. See y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.